images. It will be an inexpensive piece of hardware tools known as foldscopes, which were developed by the Prakash Lab at Stanford University, paired with this machine learning algorithm. So current treatment methods against malaria are becoming ineffective. Our last line of defense is the artemisinin combination therapy. And evidence suggests that its effectiveness is also declining in some parts of Southeast Asia. Now, this is a pretty big problem, and it's due to something called drug resistance. Resistance to drugs occurs naturally and can happen anywhere, but excessive use of antibiotics is accelerating the process. To tackle this issue, we aim to design a peptide drug library against malarial parasites. So how this works is once the parasites have developed resistance to a drug, a new drug can be chosen from this library to combat the disease. This will provide a long-term effective solution to keep treating malaria. We are also engaged in extensive public health education programs in order to reduce the incidences of malaria. We have also reached out to school children from across the country and hosted an awareness competition for them to help them realize the importance of malaria. This was a part of a collaboration. With this project, we hope to take a step towards the complete eradication of malaria and to make this world a safer and healthier place to live in. Thank you. Are there any questions? I'm not sure if this question was for the last team, the biocontainment one. Okay, I'm curious about your on-site diagnosis device. So what we're essentially planning to do is make a cheap diagnostic tool, and we're just putting together different tools that are already in place. Like this fold scope is something that you can buy for hardly 60 cents or something, US dollars, cents. And the machine learning algorithm has been developed by other people. And what we plan to do is put them together so that you can use a smartphone to take images of a blood smear and upload it to this website and have a result just pop up. You won't need a lab or an expert for this. Essentially, in the foldscope, there is a concept of a ball lens, and it's able to magnify anything that you put under it up to 140 times. So that's a pretty advanced yet simple tool. Okay, so it will go through a platform to access the neural network to treat the image and give an output. Yes. The person who is using the tool will have to take a picture with a smartphone and upload it to the web-based application. And this will be like the neural network will be online. The result will come out on the website on somebody's smartphone. No, we have not tried this already. We are in the process of designing a protocol so that whoever uses it, there are as few errors as possible. What do you mean by negative positive controls right now in this aspect? Nicola, are you there? Oh, so this malarial parasite database that is publicly available already has um, like samples of negatives and positives. It's basically 27,000 images at 100x magnification. So half of them are non-infected cells, like RBCs, which are non-infected, and half of them are positive cases. So some of the algorithms that have been trained on this database have an accuracy of up to 97%, and they have been trained specifically with the negative controls, the positive controls, and just like any other machine learning algorithm. I hope that clears your doubt. Thank you. Thank you, Nicola. Are there any other questions? Thank you. Thank you for this chance.
Oh, and by the way, there's going to be a group picture in 20 minutes, so it would be nice if everyone who would like to be in it could stay. So thank you for your pitch, and we can now listen to iGEMeRSMU.
Hello, I will try to show my screen. Can you see it?
Yeah, we can.
Just a second. Yeah, so. Hello everyone, my name is Veronica and I'm a member of the Moscow, Russia team. So I'll start with a question. Have you ever wondered why some couples of healthy people have kids with severe and incurable, in some cases, diseases? Diseases which none of the parents were ready for since they had no symptoms, maybe even several generations. And I'm speaking about autosomal recessive pathologies such as phenylketonuria, cystic fibrosis, sensorineural hearing loss, and galactosemia. So these diseases are caused by a mutation in a single gene occurring in all cells of the body. So the inheritance is pretty easy. If both mother and father have the same defective copy of genes, the probability of having a kid with a severe genetic pathology is 25%. And that is approximately 1 out of every 100 kids worldwide. Hopefully, our iGEM project Genomus is ready to help to improve this situation. So we developed a brand new preconceptional genetic screening system as a supplementation to prenatal screening performed in Russia to screen 30 mutations in 4 genes associated with the most frequent monogenic recessive diseases. So Genomus is a three-component system. The first part is a laboratory where we process blood and saliva samples and also perform genotyping. The second part is a website and a database with information about analyzed genotypes. And here is the unique feature. We developed algorithms of quick and accurate genotypes comparison via QR code every user gets after the registration. The last part, but definitely not the least, is a notification system. It informs users about the results of their comparisons, and it also gives them recommendations about the necessity of visiting a clinical geneticist. So right now, our database has approximately 2,000 genotypes analyzed and completely ready for global usage. So if we will use Genomus worldwide, we will lower the amount of autosomal recessive mutations up to 10 times in the human population. But now, let's take a moment and imagine a world full of happy and healthy kids and people. Imagine, with Genomus, we can achieve it. Thank you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'll try my best to answer. Oh, about the DNA extraction. So we perform DNA extraction of future parents. Yeah.
Hey, I'm another participant of Moscow, Russia team. My name is Constantine. We sample saliva and blood samples and from our participants who are the potential parents. So then we extract DNA and make PCR genotyping.
About SynBio part of our project. So basically, our project doesn't have any SynBio parts because we are working with the software and with some lab stuff. And for human practices, we are visiting hospitals and making interviews with doctors and some patients if we want to, just to get some information about the situation of the visit, and also maybe to get some advices and consultations from doctors. Thank you. Oh, we don't conduct sequencing. We are performing PCR genotyping.
Yeah, of course, we thought about some ethical problems, but the participation in our project is free, and you can participate if you want, and you can not participate if you don't want. So if anyone is against that fact, to learn more about his own genome, he can just not participate in our project.
Yes, we are not planning to design any biobricks because we are focusing on some our methods. Thank you.
Okay, so are there any other questions? And if not, is iGEM St. Andrews here? Okay, I guess we can wait 2 minutes. Maybe they'll show up. In the chat, I just put a link for Google Drive where I have put all your posters. So if you ever want to look at other teams' posters, feel free to go on that link. And I guess that iGEM St. Andrews will not be showing up today, but their poster is in the Google Drive if you want to take a look at it. So I guess we can conclude today's pitch session. I'd like to thank all 5 teams who presented their posters. Everything was very interesting. For the votes, here is the link in the chat. And I'd like to take a group picture if everyone is okay with that. Oh, Rita, I think you're sharing your screen right now.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yes, it prompted. Okay.
Okay, so in 10 seconds, I'm going to be taking a screenshot. Oh, St. Andrews is okay. I'm sorry to hear for your Wi-Fi. We can wait like 2 minutes and lean and see if it works or not. I can take the group picture while we're waiting. So 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, and you'll probably find it on social media if that's okay with anyone, and if not, you can write something in the chat.
Sure, thank you.
Anlene, would you like me to for me to share your poster for the iGEM St. Andrews team, and you can maybe just activate your.
That would be great. Yeah, sorry, I just tried to log in with my phone because I kept being cut out of the Zoom with my laptop. So I'm here with my phone now. So yeah, if you could share the poster, that would be really nice.
Yeah, of course.
Can you guys all hear me fine like this?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay, it should be working.
Yes, that's it. Perfect. All right, so we're the St. Andrews team, and the issue that we're focusing on this year is coral reef degradation, and specifically, we're trying to help protect coral reefs through trying to help advance science in finding more marine friendly sunscreens, because the current alternatives or the current options really contribute to coral bleaching due to certain chemicals in the sunscreen. So we are instead trying to work on a probiotic sunscreen, which wouldn't have this damaging effect on the coral reef. So, and then of course, coral reefs have a lot of other bad influences as well, and this is just a small one, but everything contributes. So we're hoping it could eventually do some good. And we're pretty much doing this through using Shinerine, a microsporine-like amino acid, which naturally absorbs UV. So to try to somehow incorporate this into a sunscreen. And what we have mainly been working on is modeling, because of course, like a lot of other teams, we sadly could not get lab access. So the team has mainly been focused on modeling the gene circuits, interaction with the microbiome and skin flora, and on top of that, doing some environmental modeling to quantify the effect of the product on actual coral preservation. And on top of that, we've been really heavily focusing on human practices as well. We recently held a forum where we had some different experts speaking about the topic of GMOs and the ethics of it, and kind of through that also getting audience opinions on GMOs, like how they would feel about this, like possibly being on their skin. We are conducting a survey to look at attitudes towards sunscreen use, how much people are aware that conventional sunscreen has a negative effect on the environment. We are doing this through focusing on different places of interest, such as Hawaii, where there has recently been like a toxic sunscreen ban, versus like Australia, where there's no ban, but both places have coral reefs, just to kind of get sentiments. And then we are also, we've been holding a lot of stakeholder interviews together with the University of Manchester, who are also working on a sustainable sunscreen, but in a very different way. And this has been talking to coral reef researchers, coral activists, coral companies, just kind of get the bigger picture. And lastly, this kind of a combination between modeling and human practices. The team has been working on developing an app which informs consumers about the content of their sunscreens, where you would be able to scan the text like on the back of your sunscreen and see how environmentally friendly these products are, to kind of raise awareness in that way. And on top of that, there have been some educational activities together with the University of St. Andrews, just to teach synthetic biology concepts to kind of younger kids, like 9 to 11 years old. So yeah, that has pretty much been our product. I myself have mainly been involved more with the human practices. So if you have any questions, I'll be less able to answer those about the specific modeling, but I will try to do my best if anyone has any questions.
I have a question about the modeling, but you just said that you would do your best, so if it's okay if you cannot answer.
Okay.
It's about the kill switch. You said it's a anti-toxin kill switch, and I was just wondering how it works.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not a biologist myself, so I wouldn't know exactly. That's a different part of because there's 10 of us, so we all kind of have our roles, so that's a different part of the team.
Yeah, I understand.
But
thank you still.
if you want, you can leave your email and I can ask a different member of the team. They could answer you if that's something you're interested in.
I can always also DM you on Instagram.
Yes, that would be perfect, actually, and someone will definitely be able to answer your question.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, but there are some questions in the chat.
All right.
Oh, maybe you can't see it because you're on your phone?
The main, oh yeah, I found it now on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah. The main hurdle regarding human practices, I mean, let me think. I think a main hurdle was attracting more of the public towards our human practices events, such as the forum, like because original ideas we had, because we are located in Fife, which is a part of Scotland, is to kind of teach about synthetic biology or have a conversation about synthetic biology with certain like members around the community, which would be in community centers. So it would just be, you know, the Scottish public who had nothing to do with universities, to kind of more get a general sentiment on their opinion on such things as probiotics, synthetic biology, GMOs. But it's more difficult, I think, to reach people like that online. So now our online events have been mostly focused on university students or people involved with iGEM or from our own university. So I think for us, it was more difficult to reach that audience of more like local people around our university than it would have been in real life. I think that was one hurdle. And then there's another question about modeling. And oh yeah, the modeling question again, if you would like to DM us on Instagram or Facebook, someone would very much be able to answer that. And then yes, it is possible to rewatch our symposium about GMOs. Thank you for asking. I would highly encourage everyone to do that. It is on our iGEM Facebook. I think it's just St. Andrew's iGEM, where we made a live recording so everyone can go back and watch that now if they are interested in that. Yeah, there's a bunch of academic panel speakers from around the world, so it's quite interesting. Yeah. And also, if we can help with your survey about sunscreen use, oh yeah, we would really love that as well. I think we still have to get it out. Or where are you from? But either way, we would love that, because now we've mostly been focusing on like Hawaii, China, and Australia, but we want to get it to more places around the world, including the UK. So if anyone's willing to help with that, that would be really useful. Thank you. France, yeah. So from which iGEM are you? Because we could stay in touch through Instagram maybe after this, or Facebook, or iGEM accounts about this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I think we've met with Paris Betancourt before. Okay, that's great. All right, then we can keep in touch after this about sharing the survey. Were there any other questions?
I'm wondering about the human practices and any hurdles. You tried to get in touch with the stakeholders from the industry, not just from the academic world.
I'm sorry, I heard something very vaguely. I don't know if that's my Wi-Fi being bad, but could you repeat?
Sorry? If you tried, apart from the contacts in the academic community, did you try to get in touch with possible potential stakeholders from the industry, the sunscreen industry, for instance? And was this difficult?
Yes, we have. So we did get in touch with some stakeholders from the industry. Someone we've already met up with is Louisa Lang, who is the founder of People for Sunscreen, a sunscreen company in Australia. And yes, getting in touch with people from industry was more tough than getting in touch with academics or researchers. We found researchers were a lot more responsive. But what we did is that we just got together with Manchester, and we all just messaged people in LinkedIn if we had any sort of connection with them, or a second or a third connection, and just messaged a whole bunch of different sunscreen companies, and then like 2 of them replied, wanting to meet. So we already met with Louisa Lang, and then we're hoping to set up another meeting with another company. But yeah, I'd say industry is the most difficult of the stakeholders to meet up with. Yeah, but it is possible. So you can always message us if you want any advice with that.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your question.
Okay, well, thank you everyone again for presenting your projects and being here for this session. So did I share with you the link to vote? If not, I can just do it right now. It's in the chat. And yeah, there are 30 minutes left for everyone to vote, because in 30 minutes, so at 4 p.m. CET, is the closing talk of this weekend and also the prize ceremony. And it will be happening in the North Room. The link is in our Slack. Does anyone need the link? If so, I can put it in our chat. Okay, so see you all at 4. And yeah, again, thank you everyone for your interesting projects.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you in a bit.
See you.